Welcome out to the Nerd Effect News Show, week ending April 13th. I am one of your news anchors, Dustin VanCour, followed by my fellow anchors,
Michael Morgan,
Mason Ireland,
Nikki Prindle.
Yay! We're going to start this week off with some awesome-osity. We're going to start with Mason's latest update on the gaming industry.
Yes. So, in case you've been living under a rock or in a hole...
Oh, I do that.
...this last week, 2K and Gearbox, 2K Games and Gearbox Software have announced there's going to be a third Borderlands game. It's going to be a pre-sequel, because it is a sequel to the first Borderlands, but a prequel to Borderlands 2.
It's like Borderlands 1.5.
Kinda, yeah. So it is going to be set on the moon.
Yay! Which is awesome for me, because one of my favorite things on like the old Unreal Tournament games was the moon-based level. Where you could, like,
low grav areas, yeah. They have added in a new resource, which is oxygen.
That's important.
Yeah.
I like where this is going already.
Besides the fact that you need to breathe it when you're exposed on the moon, because there are areas that are inside and you don't need oxygen because you're in an enclosed building.
But it looked like there's little pocket generators. That
but when you're outside, you can, besides needing it to breathe, you can also use it to fuel like jetpacks, so you can double jump and things like that using it. And you can also do kind of like a smash mechanic where when you're up in the air, you tap your crouch button and it slams you into the ground. They added a new elemental weapon, which is the ice elemental weapon, which you hit an opponent enough with them, they turn into ice, and then you can, bust them, or they continue to, take off health until they unfreeze.
And what I like about that mechanic too is that when you do bust them, they just don't turn into just ice shards. They turn into ice shards and body parts.
Yes.
And like and internal organs and stuff.
Well, the blood's frozen.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
like red flakes floating majestically through the wind.
Yes.
And then they float in 0G when they go kaboof.
And basically what they've said about the story is you are helping Handsome Jack rise to power in Hyperion. So that'll be interesting. And there is no siren this time.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna...
There's, in Borderlands and Borderlands 2, there's they're completely different from each other, but two of the character classes are siren.
Oh.
And in this one, there is no siren class. However, you can play Claptrap, the Frag Trap. That is hard to say.
Yeah, say that 5 times. Yeah.
No.
Yes, please.
Leave me alone, I'm sick.
Oh,
but yeah, so, I say my only concern is that unlike Borderlands 2, which was completely written by Anthony Birch and had his very self-aware sense of humor brought into the game, this one is only partially written by Anthony Birch. So, yeah.
So the fear is that I hope we still have all the giggles.
Yes, because Borderlands 2 was far more giggly than Borderlands 1. So, and that's one of the reasons I like Borderlands 2 so much is the lulls.
Mm.
So maybe they're trying to make it more giggly than Borderlands 1, but less giggly than Borderlands 2, so it feels like it belongs in between them.
Maybe.
So it's a pre-sequel humor-wise, too?
Yep.
So it's like half humor.
I like it.
Awesome. Well, I'm personally looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be, and I think one of the announcements...
It's going to be out quick. It's going to be like Q3 or early Q4.
And it's only going to be for current gen. So PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
No. It's not going to be for the Xbox One or the PS4.
That's what it said on the end of the video.
Okay, because maybe I misread it, but I thought it said on one of their announcements for it, it was PS3, Xbox 360, and PC.
All right, well, don't quote us on that.
But don't quote us on that. However, it's going to be on PC, which is all that matters. So,
if you're playing on something else, good luck. Have fun with it. We're playing on the PC, so suck it.
All right, then. No hate for the PC play.
Just in case you've ever questioned how they feel about that.
Yeah.
PCs are better. It's easily provable.
Your face is better.
I know my face is better.
Nah.
Yeah.
That didn't work so well, did it?
I thought it worked nicely.
Oh, okay.
You stuck with it.
All right, Nikki.
I knew you were going to pick me next. I'm trying to find my news story.
I told you we were going around the table.
I had it pulled up, and then I think I closed it. Not meaning to. I'm sorry. I always drop the ball. Well, so basically, it turns out that they've done studies, and they've linked excessive selfie taking to narcissism and give me a second, mental illness. Boom. Found my article. Those of us who aren't obsessive selfie takers, not so surprised by this news.
Nope, not really.
But according to psychiatrist Dr. David Veal, delicious by the way, Veal, it's tasty. Sorry. I had to make a joke about his name.
How long have you been waiting to hopefully say that joke?
The first time I read this article. Baby cow joke, yeah. 2 out of 3 of all the patients who come to see me with body dysmorphic disorder, since the rise of camera phones, have a compulsion to repeatedly take and post selfies on social media sites. It goes on to talk about like young kids who obsessively, like this one's about a British teenager who tried to commit suicide after he failed to take the perfect selfie. Perspective, dude. Fucking perspective. He became so obsessive with capturing the perfect shot that he spent 10 hours a day taking up to 200 selfies. Somebody's parents need to be more involved in their child's life.
I call it, thank you for cleaning out the gene pool.
Yeah, maybe this is Darwinism at work. Maybe they're just making sure people can adapt mentally and emotionally to... Mason, do you have...
Adaptation is a random process caused by random mutations in the genome.
You feel better?
Wow.
That hurt
His
you,
face
didn't
looked like it was going to blow up.
Do you feel better?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, your face turned kind of red for a minute there.
It's because it was an incorrect use of the word adaptation.
I'm sorry, I'm not a scientist. He lost almost 30 pounds, dropped out of school, and didn't leave his house for 6 months on his quest to get the right picture. Seriously, shitty fucking parenting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree it's shitty parenting. I'm not questioning that.
Apparently he tried to take his own life by overdosing because he was frustrated that he couldn't get the perfect picture. And his mom saved him. So she finally decided to check on her kid after, 6 months of not leaving the house. And, yeah. He's believed to be the UK's first selfie addict. And has had therapy to treat his technology addiction as well as OCD and body dysmorphic disorder. Basically, selfies frequently trigger perceptions of self-indulgence or attention-seeking social dependence that raises the damned if you do and damned if you don't specter of either narcissism or very low self-esteem. So...
I don't really think there's anything wrong with my self-esteem, and I have never taken a selfie. Ever.
Yeah, I have jokingly taken them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're ridiculous.
Now I need to see Nikki with duck lips.
No, I like the websites that you see that are like really shitty selfies, like the woman making duck lips and she's in her bathroom, there's like a turd in the toilet that she forgot to flush down before taking her selfie. Shit like that. I love.
Selfie fail.
Yeah. And it's always just the hookers and bros.
I think the last selfie I took was just the group picture we took of after our heads were shaved. And
that doesn't count.
Yeah, but that was a group picture, though.
Yeah,
I don't.
I mean,
if you have someone taking a picture using a camera phone of more than just themselves, I don't.
It's not a selfie.
It's not. I don't think that counts as a selfie.
Which is why Ellen DeGeneres got a flack of shit for calling that one picture a selfie.
Yeah, whatever.
It's people are stupid. Selfies are an art form, man.
No, they're really
no, they're not. I did take one actually because my kitty was cuddling me super cute, and I wanted to get a picture of how he was cuddling me to show Ange later because.
Well,
but it wasn't the idea.
His paw on my shoulder. It was just loving on me.
But the idea was that it wasn't obsessive. It's not like you took the picture 400 times to get the right angle of your cat pawing your face.
This kid, God, that would be awful. My cats would hate me so much, just flashing lights in their face. It says this kid takes 10 pictures first thing when he wakes up in the morning. Like just right there. Yeah.
That seems like there's something a little bit more beyond just selfie taking. Because
that's what they're saying. There's mental health issues there.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's like a teenager thing. I don't know if you see this with your sister-in-law, but my niece posts selfies. Not as frequently as I'm sure other teenagers do, but frequently enough to make my eye twitch.
Not frequently enough to make my eye twitch, but, I mean,
she's a gorgeous child. Selfies, I don't get it.
It's not obsessive. It's not like I see 10 of them in my newsfeed a day.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
it's
like a couple times a week. I'm just like, why are you doing that, kiddo?
Yeah, I don't know.
To get compliments from boys is why.
When you're a teenager, you're definitely fishing for a little bit of attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a married man. I have no reason to post anything like that for any reason at all.
No.
And even if I was single, I don't think
I have self-respect, therefore I'm not posting a selfie.
I will admit that I post fitness updates, partially because it keeps me accountable.
I was going to say, but the fitness update, there's a lot of accountability going on there.
I'm really bad at holding myself personally accountable, so if I share things with other people, then if I make negative progress, there's a lot of people that know.
They go, hey.
So, like, I've been bad the last couple of weeks, and I'm scared to hop on a scale, but I'm excited to get back there and kick ass in the fitness challenge again this year.
I know, bring it on.
Yeah.
I've already got Sarah up in arms.
No, she told me. We rode down to the farmer's market this weekend, and she's like, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, we're throwing down.
She's like, I have 10 pounds I want to lose. I'm like, really? Because I've got like 30, and you're skinny, so.
But yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna fight.
I do
and by
selfies.
Fight, I mean go rollerblading. Did you just do duck lips, Mike?
I do selfies.
Mike just did duck lips. Dustin, don't. Just don't. Mike's was hidden by a beard. It made it more okay. No, it didn't. It didn't make it more okay at all. His beard's twitching. It's weird. Oh, you guys.
The beard itself is twitching?
Yes.
Oh, it's disturbing.
I did selfies with my cat. Because I was trying to make it look like the cat was taking the selfies.
I've done that.
But again, hold on. With every selfie, there's definitely a slight bit of narcissism going on. It's not, you're taking it because it's a good picture and it's there because you want to take it and it's a good moment for it. Go.
There's an app called Cat Snaps that you can download.
Oh, Jesus.
And it does this really cool thing. You can choose dots or something that looks like bugs. And the screen goes black.
Look at Nikki demonstrating this on an audio podcast.
Well, I'm showing you guys, but I figure we can post a link because it's a cool app and people might enjoy
Jesus.
It. And every time the cat touches the screen, I'm also going to post the pictures that I'm taking with this. Every time the cat touches the screen, it takes a picture. And I got a really good one that looked like Zeus took his selfie, and it made my day.
Oh, I saw that actually. Yeah,
that's how that happened, was that app. So if you want your cat to take selfies, download Cat Snaps. It's totally worth it. And I think it's only for iPhone because I couldn't find it on my Droid. But if you've got an iPhone and want cat pictures.
Did you explain to the audience what was on your screen just now?
I said there was a red dot moving around.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't know
It looks like a laser pen. You can choose colors. You can choose, it looks like an ant moving around or whatever.
So, in the next weeks when I'm posting dozens of cat selfies, it's Nikki's fault.
It's Nikki's fault. We should probably post a link to that. It's kind of amazing. It's my friend Lindsay Brewer showed me that.
Is feline narcissism a thing?
Oh yeah, my cat's gorgeous. He knows he's a little hunk of man cat.
Yes, feeling narcissism is a thing. It's called being a cat.
Yeah, they invented it.
I meant like humans taking pictures of them with their cats.
Oh, I don't know.
That's the only selfie they take is just them and their cats.
Pretty.
Because, back in Egypt, thousands of years ago, we worshipped cats as gods. They've never forgotten.
Nope. No, they have not. Mm-hmm. So that turned into a Cat Snaps ad.
My mother-in-law's trying to dump a cat on us.
Do it, Evie needs a pet.
Both of her cats had a litter of kittens, so they have 7 kittens.
Babies, so they can get used to getting roughhoused by a kid. Yeah. That's when you want to get it.
I know, and Evie's got her eye on one that they've named Tuxedo because it's black. It's black and white. And it's got a white underbelly, but it's got enough black right here by its neck to kind of look like a bow tie.
Because River Song's a tuxedo, and they're I don't know if cat color is actually directly correlated to their personalities, but everyone I know who's ever had a tuxedo cat, they're just love bugs and let you rub their bellies and just flop around.
But if we get a cat, my face will explode.
Oh, I'm totally allergic. I take so much Zyrtec and all of the nose spray, and I don't care. I will rub my face on my cat. I regret it about an hour later, but it's worth it.
I'm thankfully not allergic to cats.
Just don't rub your face on it.
I just had a feeling we're going to end up with one.
Just do it. Do it for Heavy. Just don't huff kitties. It's fine.
Yeah, just don't
stick them in a paper bag and...
Well, no. Okay.
I was say the cat might like being in the bag, but sniffing at it like that, I think it might freak the cat out.
I don't remember who it is, but somebody calls it huffing kitties when I do this. River is a good example. She lets you rub her belly. So I like to rub my face on the belly. It's a soft belly, and it's glorious.
They're warm.
And then my eyes itch, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, unless the kitty likes to claw your head while you put your face in their belly.
Yeah, for example, I would not do that with Zeus. Just petting him normal type, I got sent to the emergency room.
It's weird, because I go to my grandma's house, she has a cat, and I don't have allergy reactions there, but...
Vacuum obsessively, and you'll be fine. And just such a great, like, she vacuums...
we vacuum obsessively?
No, I'm just telling you, if you do that, you won't be bothered, because Ange vacuums all the things every day, and I can be okay in our house, and then if I go over to somebody else's house where they don't do that, and they have less cats than we do, it bothers me.
Alright, well, that's for a later discussion. Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Oh.
What is your news, sir?
Going from a discussion about pussies to another discussion about pussy.
Because segues.
Yeah, because segues, they're hard, and
segues.
I found a thing. So this comes from the I Fucking Love Science website, because who doesn't love fucking science? Doctors... Oh, let's see. I'm trying to figure out which.
You're supposed to have this figured out beforehand.
Yeah, no, and I read it too.
Yeah, you were totally making fun of me.
Yeah. What's up?
Well, here's the title of the article: Laboratory-grown vaginas successfully transplanted into patients. So, doctors done grew vaginas from tissues. I'm trying to. So it says tissue engineered hearts and lungs may still be in the laboratory stage, but replacement vaginas made from patients' own cells have been around for a while. A paper in The Lancet confirms they continue to work years after surgery. So apparently there was 4 patients. I believe all of them were fairly young, between 13 and 18 or something like that.
Okay.
Could be wrong. But they suffered from I'm going to destroy this name. Meyer-Rakitansky-Kuster-Hauser syndrome, or MRKH.
I like how syndrome was the one that tripped you up.
You
got the
easy word.
Which affects women who are genetically and hormonally normal, but have an absent or greatly shortened vagina.
Wow, I've never even heard of that. That's nuts.
MRKH may also produce a missing or defective cervix and uterus. Sex is usually painful for women with the condition, and more than 500,000 are affected worldwide. So 500,000 in a world is, percentage-wise, it's a drop in a bucket, but enough to, I guess, warrant somebody who needs a normal life.
It's kind of one of those weird things where, yes, it is substantial, yet at the same time it's not substantial because there's 7 billion people on the planet.
Yeah, but it's substantial enough that they're figuring out how to grow vaginas in labs.
Yeah.
With their own cells.
Yeah.
Which is pretty badass.
Super badass.
While we are... So this is where the school comes in. It says, while we are some way away from being able to enable women with... Holy Jesus. Hold on, let me read that again. While we are some way from being able to enable women, most with MRKH, to conceive, the Wake Forest School of Medicine created sheets of biodegradable scaffolds and epithelial... Oh, God, why with all the big words?
Because it's science!
Science, Dustin.
Epithelial and muscle cells of 4 girls aged between 13 and 18 with MRKH. These were then hand-sewn into a vagina-like shape. In the author's words, and implanted. Each vagina was shaped by the Federico Gomez Children's Hospital in Mexico to best match the body of the woman it was for. So, Follow-ups over the next 6 to 8 years using physical examination, tissue biopsies, and MRIs indicated that blood vessels had connected to the implant, and within a few months, new cells formed spontaneously while the scaffold was slowly absorbed.
That's really cool.
Neat.
Yeah. So I guess the other big thing too is that it also comes into where'd it go? Basically the trans community.
That's what I was really going to ask.
Is like fucking like, oh my god, this is awesome.
Sounds like they're not necessarily using your genetics to create it so much as they're just producing just general cells.
Well,
That's what it sounded like?
It's 100% genetically compatible because it's made out of your own cells, so there's no chance of rejection.
Like your gender would affect the ability to grow like your gender you were born with would affect your ability to grow one.
Right.
It sounds like they could just. That's awesome. That is fucking awesome.
It looks like they're also leading normal sex lives. This is it says the women responded with a questionnaire with responses in the normal range in regard to arousal, lubrication, orgasm, and painless intercourse.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice. Science!
Most significantly, the patients reported a high satisfaction with the replacement vaginas.
How would you rate your new vagina on a scale of 1 to 10?
Other existing treatments for MRKH are much more traumatic and have a high rate of failure and completion. Team leader Anthony Atala has used a similar technique to build replacement bladders for 9 children in need and has implanted urethras in boys, although there is yet no long-term confirmation of the success rate. Wow.
That is so
Besides MRKH, the process could be suitable for women whose vaginas have been damaged in trauma or by cancer, and the announcement has generated excitement in the trans community.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
Yay, vaginas.
It's weird. The picture
vaginas for everyone.
the picture they actually have in the photo gallery portion of it. It looks like those
fleshlight.
It doesn't not fleshlight, but it probably looks like what would go into a fleshlight.
No, that's
like what you're saying. But
it's this hard plastic.
You know those things that it's kind of like one of those. It's like a rubber tube filled with liquid, and you gotta try and keep a hold of it.
That just look perverted.
Yeah. It looks like one of those, kind of.
Okay.
It's really just one of those made of skin.
Yeah.
But anyway, vaginas for all. God bless it.
Vaginas all around.
Thankfully, and I did check the date before this one because it didn't seem like it seemed pretty super science fiction-y, but it came from I Fucking Love Science, and they're pretty usually. And
it's also reported in the Lancet, so
yeah.
That's just so fucking cool. I didn't even know that syndrome existed, and I'm so excited that they found out how to do that.
People without vaginas can now have them.
Well, and for the trans community especially, I mean, I don't know the details on what the surgery involves, but I know that there's not, from my understanding, there's not a lot of feeling in the final product, whereas this sounds, based on their survey, like there is.
I think as long as you keep up with estrogen and stuff like that.
I think part of it is one of the things that I think makes a big difference is, do the women have their original cervix? Or not their original cervix, sorry, their original clitoris.
Yeah.
Because if they have the original clitoris, then, because that's where most women, find it easier to get orgasms through clitoral orgasm. So if they have the original clitoris, that means they probably still are able to manage to have an orgasm. So if they're able to do something like this, and then for the trans community, how they kind of do it is use a part of the penis.
Yeah.
To make the clitoris. So if they can get that to work right, it could probably work a lot better.
Have you ever seen Transamerica?
No.
Oh my god, it's fucking amazing. Felicity Hoffman plays a transgendered woman. She does an amazing job, and basically the whole premise is she meets a son that she had when she had a crazy, I'm gonna try to be
straight.
I'm gonna try to be a woman.
Oh. Well, yeah, when I'm gonna try and be a man. And she got a woman pregnant, and then that woman died, and she met the son, and it's crazy. It's really good. I actually own it.
I remember watching I don't remember if I just happened to be home the day that they did it, but they actually had it wasn't from male to female, but from female to male. So they had the mastectomy and started taking testosterone, the whole 9 yards. And they interviewed a doctor there. It's like, in your opinion, is it easier to go from a a woman to a man or a man to a woman, for that's experiences to who's done it before. Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't know how else to put this any other way, but I'll tell you right now, it's easier to dig a hole than build a pole. That was like, that is genius.
One of my favorite musicians was in a band called The Clicks, and he just officially got gender reassignment in Canada. Lucas Silvera. I actually saw them when they were here and got to meet him. He's a super cool dude. And ended up winning a whole bunch of awards and stuff. And it's really cool that that's becoming more of a well-known and thing that people can get help for, as opposed to how it used to be when there was a lot of suicide.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of suicide, but it's less, which is
I've been
amazing.
watching Orange is the New Black on Netflix.
I am on episode 2 because I just don't binge watch on my own anymore.
And they have a trans character on the show.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Trans black guy.
Nice.
Who ends up in women's prison for whatever reasons.
I've had a couple trans friends. Yeah, it's really cool that they're already talking about, because I didn't read the article, but that was my first question that I had, was if they were going to be able to translate that. Translate. Ah!
Did that really just happen in front of us?
It kind of broke my brain. I heard it and I was like, I'm not going to react. And then they reacted.
Of course I reacted.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Translate. See, you reacted that time. Play off like you're so much cooler than me. Whatever, yeah.
I'm not saying I'm cooler.
Mason!
I'm just kidding.
We're fighting now.
All right. Moving on from one fun thing to play with to another. Because segues are hard.
Yes.
Mike!
I'm sorry, I gotta absorb that for a second.
It seems like the more of one you have, the less of the other you enjoy.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have yet to do both at the same time, though.
Whoa.
Which would be insane.
Well, hopefully your experience of playing with vaginas is a lot funner than this story. All right, so let me give you a little history here. So, back in, long time ago when they had, Atari,
mm-hmm.
the original console.
2600, baby.
Yep. Okay, so Atari got the rights to the E.T. movie. They spent a lot of money for those rights.
Mm-hmm.
And the game sucked so hard.
It could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Mm-hmm. It is officially the worst game ever made.
And if you haven't seen the Angry Video Games Nerd review of it, I highly recommend you go find it now.
Actually, what I suggest you do is you go find a copy of that Atari cartridge.
I have it at home in my box.
E.T. And you find yourself working 2600 and somehow a television you can hook them up to, and you play that game.
And then you'd be thankful. You'd be thankful for every game you've ever played after that.
That's right. You'll be sitting there going, Goat Simulator. Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Goat Simulator is a real game.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So, So some 3.5 million E.T. cartridges went unsold and sat in Atari's warehouse.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yep. They also had a Pac-Man cartridge game they had at home, which I actually played the shit out of when I was a little kid. It really sucked compared to the arcade.
You have a copy of that, too.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 2600 at home, if you don't know.
They sold 7 million copies of that, but they had 5 million unsold Pac-Man cartridges.
But that's because Pac-Man has a name.
Yeah.
It had been established.
Pac-Man's awesome.
So, what they ended up doing
No.
is they took this stockpile that they had at the warehouse in El Paso, Texas. They decided to just write off the whole thing. So, what they did is basically they had it buried in a landfill in Alamogordo.
Alamogordo, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's New Mexico.
Yeah, El Gordo, New Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. So, so it was basically buried there. All the cartridges for the E.T., Pac-Man, apparently some old, like, prototype consoles and controllers that they didn't actually make production of, and got buried in a big hole and covered with concrete.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't hear about the concrete. I
Yeah, me
thought I
neither.
heard tales of nerds digging them up.
No.
Well, it's actually the Angry Video Games Nerds movie, the one that he got kickstarted.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the movie's about, is him going on a pilgrimage to the New Mexico site and
Pissing on it?
doing everything he can to make sure it doesn't get dug up, I think.
Okay.
So, apparently, let me get back to that part. So, apparently somebody is going to try and dig up these old cartridges. And they're looking to get a permit to go dig up the location and see what they can find. Let's see if I can find where.
That
it
sounds like a
was set there.
documentary in the making to me. I would
Yeah.
watch that.
Would you watch it even though they came up?
They got
if
this
they
split
came up
between a couple
empty-handed?
stories.
Well, as long as it had a good, backstory on the history of the games and the history of the Atari and stuff like that. I mean, you wouldn't make a 2-hour film about not finding anything. But, if you build up to it and then don't find anything, it's just the end of the movie. It's fine.
They did it with that documentary on, was it
Every Sasquatch documentary.
well, pretty close. I was gonna say the giant squid one they did on like Animal
Oh,
Planet.
yeah.
It's like 2 hours, and they're just leading up to this. You're hoping to see
All of the
this giant fucking squid. And
zoology documentaries are horribly disappointing because they make it sound in the previews like they found something and it's going to blow your fucking mind.
And, well, they don't find
And then
anything
it's
because
just-
it's cryptozoology.
I know, but it's still cool, so science is wrong.
And in
No,
a world
science
of,
is never wrong.
And in a world of high definition, nobody can still seem to get a clear shot of anything.
Right.
I know, but I still like imagining that there's something out there. It makes me happy.
I have a 16 megapixel camera, so zoom in on that shit. Why
Everybody
can't I
has
see
a
it?
camera with them all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't find where it is on this story, but basically, apparently, Almagadoro, whatever it says, City
Alamogordo.
Council, yeah, what he said, has granted an excavation permit for the
Nice.
landfill.
Okay.
So, I mean, considering everything was buried in concrete, apparently, I'm not expecting to find much intact, but
Actually, it might be perfectly intact. if
Yeah,
you're
that's
very
it,
lucky.
actually.
You just have to chip it out.
Yeah.
well, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm kind of hoping they find on top of it? Just to cause as much problems for it as possible. An arrowhead. Nice little flint arrowhead sitting right there. It's like, they take that first shovelful, flip it over, pour, bam, arrowhead.
How would the arrowhead be on top of the Atari cartridges?
I
It
think we
couldn't
need
be
to go
normally.
grab an arrowhead and go take a trip out there.
Are we gonna have a Nerd Effect field trip to Alamogordo, New Mexico?
No, we're not.
Oh,
Too hot.
It gets hot enough here in Boise. I'm not going to New Mexico.
just get that arrowhead and drop it like it's.
I remember getting off the
It's
plane
hot.
in September in Phoenix, Arizona. It was 115 degrees outside.
See, I take dry heat
Fuck
over
that.
back east any day of the week though, because I used to go visit my aunt in Boston in the summer, and that it's like getting hit in the face with a wet towel.
I'll take California over both of them. Thanks.
That's what she said.
What? What is that?
Don't know. It doesn't have to make sense. It's a "that's what she said" joke.
Oh, touche.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, good luck on them. I look forward to the updates on that one because
Yeah.
Have they said why they're
crazy.
doing it? Are they going to do a documentary? Because I'd really like to watch it.
It's just from what I'm understanding, it's just a crazy nerd guy that,
Curiosity.
with way
Yeah,
too
he's
much
like-
time and money on his hands.
like, he's a rare game collector, like arcade games and stuff like that.
Somebody wants to beef up his collection.
So it's like something up on his list.
If he's got an excavation
Does
permit,
he,
does that mean he has the rights to sell
yeah.
things?
Does he like claim to it if it once it digs it up?
No, I'm actually not sure of.
Mason?
I would assume so, since they're giving
seems
him an
weird.
excavation permit.
Excavation's different than archaeological dig. It,
But see, we didn't know that, so you know more than we do.
an archaeological dig, basically, if you call
here
out
it
an academic organization to do an archaeological dig, if it's on private property, the owner of the private property basically gets dibs. Up to a certain point, if the find is big enough that it is considered of great historical importance, then they lose rights to it.
Like an ET video game?
That's not. So, but like if it's on public land, the only people who have rights to it are the government and
BLM.
And by extension of being part of the government, for most universities, they can take control of it. Even private universities usually are given that ability by the government.
There's no yawning.
Oh, sorry.
Only Zool. Sorry.
Yeah, it's complex, and like, for example, if someone like Idaho Power needs to put in a power line somewhere, they are actually required to call in archaeologists to do a survey to make sure they're not going to screw up anything.
Oh, cool.
And like, if you find the last thing that Idaho Power wants to see is a goddamn arrowhead. Because then they're like, shit, we got to find somewhere else to put this. So, because basically you're like, yep, that's an arrowhead. They're done.
So if you don't want Idaho Power to build things,
it has to be obviously old enough and of the right type for its, yeah. Granted, archaeologists and anthropologists, we could fake it because we have access to the knowledge and everything.
So Mason can be hired at mason@nerdeffect.com.
It's also illegal to fake artifacts.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, a couple of those details I was missing. So the permit is to a Canadian-based filmmaker, Fuel Industries.
Okay, so I bet we will get a documentary. Cool. I was hoping it would be.
And apparently the burial took place September 26, 1983.
That is, to the date, a day short of a year before I was born.
Bam.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm just putting this out there, but you saw the date on this article, right?
No.
This was almost a year ago.
It's still cool.
Okay.
It's
so cool. I hadn't heard about it.
So maybe there's an update out there. I don't know.
Weird. Well, it just came up on my newsfeed this week, so I don't know. There's a new version of it? What the hell?
Yeah, they might have posted an update at the bottom or something.
Weird.
It happens. It's okay, buddy.
Maybe that's what the link was for. The Alamogordo approves Atari excavation.
It came up on my newsfeed like within the last couple of days. That's weird.
Well, who knows anymore with the way Facebook does the newsfeed.
Oh, it wasn't
New to me.
Facebook, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, well, they had a couple of different stories in here, too, that were kind of attached to it. Weird.
You're weird.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dead air, dead air, dead air.
Yeah, so if I'm doing an old story, sorry, people. I suck.
There.
But, yeah, my newsfeed picked it up somehow, so I don't know.
Okay.
There is a link in the comments section of the Angry Video Game Nerd review on it. Somebody posted the video of it.
This will say you should go get yourself an Atari 7600 and play the game for yourself so you understand how good we have it nowadays.
Yeah, you ungrateful young...
Whippersnappers. Sorry.
I was going to go for
Sound
something
like
a little more colorful, but...
Whippersnappers.
Welcome to the Tourette's cast. Oh man, I would so listen to that show.
The Tourette's cast.
Tell me if you had 4 hosts that all had Tourette's, that would be fucking amazing.
I actually have mild Tourette's, and it usually just results in me making strange noises. It's not as exciting as swears.
Alright, anyway. Anything else new to add?
Your mom says hi.
I know Adam Sessler announced he was leaving Rev 3 within the last week or so.
Yeah.
Can we talk about who's taking over for fucking Letterman for a second here?
Oh, hells yeah.
Yeah. How did that not come up? Go!
Stephen Colbert.
Is
Booyah.
taking over for Letterman.
Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Fallon head-to-head is going to be amazing.
I like Fallon better as a host of a talk show.
Like, have we seen him as a host?
Fallon?
No, Colbert.
Colbert? I'm sure it's probably in some way he thinks it's good for his career. I think he should have stayed put at Comedy Central.
Maybe he has political reasons not to. Maybe they're being jerks.
Maybe, but the thing is like, I think what him and Jon Stewart are doing at Comedy Central with, was highly important because we need that kind of political satire in the U.S. Because there's so little of it nowadays.
Do you really think he's going to stop doing that just because he's on a different channel, though?
He's on a mainstream channel.
Yeah,
now.
but he's still that guy. I don't think. I mean, he might tame it down a little bit, but I think that he's still going to be like that. Well, that's the thing is, I don't want him to tame it down. See, my thing is, he's going to reach more people this way.
Yeah,
like I can't watch him now. I can. Super fucking stoked.
They have Colbert on Hulu.
I don't like watching talk show news shows on Hulu because I like watching them when they're relevant. And by the time
it's the next day, literally.
Yeah, I know, but
24
I'm
hours
not on
anymore?
there the next day going to watch.
Okay.
It's when I binge watch on Hulu, it's on the weekend.
24 hours is way too long.
No, it's the fact that I wouldn't be watching it until like a week later. Because I've got other shit I watch.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anyways, I like watching them when they're on. But, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be fucking great because he and Jimmy Fallon have that whole fake feud thing going on. Yeah. And now they're both going to be on network television for everyone to enjoy both sides of it. And I'm excited that they've got a liberal-ish person who's awesome and actually knows what the fuck he's talking about with politics on whatever the hell they call Letterman's show.
Letterman?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
The Late Show? Or
is it The Late Show? I think you're right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Late Show with David Letterman.
Goes to show how many of us watch CBS, am I right, you guys?
I always thought it was Letterman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like the Letterman Show. I think it's The Late Show with David Letterman.
I think you're right. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. I know he could probably get away with more on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
But his toned down shit is going to reach more people who need to see something like that. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to spread some information and humor to the masses.
What I'm curious about is if it'll still be the late night wars or if it'll.
Oh yeah.
It seems like Fallon and Colbert have like a.
Oh no, they
good
still
thing going.
Yeah, but they totally fake battle it out.
Yeah.
Like if you actually watch them, they pretend they hate each other and it's hilarious. You can tell they're pretending. But there's like Late Night Snack versus Americone Dream at Ben and Jerry's, and they had like this whole feud over who could sell more.
Americone Dream was better.
I haven't actually had that. I really love Late Night Snack.
I liked Americone Dream.
The potato chip clusters are amazing. Fucking incredible. I have ice cream in the freezer here. I just remembered that.
We'll be taking a break here shortly.
Yes!
All right, well, I think that's it for the the news this week. So
I got a closing thought.
Uh-oh.
Okay, don't give it away if you know it. If they know it, they'll understand it. Hail Hydra.
Yes. Hail Hydra. Yeah.
You gotta whisper it into the mic, though.
Hail Hydra.
And with that, for those about to nerd,
Hail Hydra.
or we salute you.
Yay.
Yay.
Bye.